Good morning, Magic the Gathering fans and friends of the channel who like my MagicCon update videos. This is a preview of MagicCon Chicago 2025 that's beginning tomorrow, February 21st through Sunday the 23rd of 2025 in Chicago, Illinois at the McCormick Place Convention Center. I went last year, had a great time. I picked up this playmat and this weekend badge to get in last year. Currently, the Black Lotus VIP badges are sold out. The Saturday and Saturday premium badges are also sold out. So if you want to go all 3 days, you can still get weekend badges and weekend VIP badges. I believe those are $173 for all 3 days, or you can get the single day badges for Friday or Sunday for $73.50. I would recommend Friday the 21st if you still have not bought your badge yet. That's when most of the artists are there. It's also when they're less tired and they do really good signatures on Friday. It does look wintry in Chicago, Illinois, so do expect travel delays and be nice to all the artists if you meet them. And say hello for me as I won't be there, but do have fun. They just posted on the MagicCon website the artist directory for 2025 Chicago. There are about 52 to 53 artists listed on the directory. That will get updated as the convention rolls along. And I'll put the link in the description below if you want to click that link and go to MagicCon Chicago and see who's at the convention. I've also got some cards that I've had signed previously by some of these wonderful artists, and I'll just give you a flavor of what kinds of things you can bring and get signed by the artists if you go to MagicCon Chicago this weekend. So the first artist on the list is Aaron Miller. Aaron Miller sells artist proofs like this and also tokens. You can get tokens signed of your favorite creatures. He even has some wood carved tokens, which are kind of cool, and he'll sign those. So if you're a fan of Aaron Miller, go check that out at MagicCon Chicago this weekend. The most popular artist, Elena Danner, she'll be there signing Jeweled Lotuses and playmats. And she signed these Path of Ancestries for me the last time I was there. And when I was in MagicCon Las Vegas last year, she had sort of a lottery system where she handed out postcards at the top of the day, and whoever was in line could get an appointment to come back later and get cards signed by Elena. I was late in that slot, so I missed getting cards signed by Elena at Las Vegas. But if you go to Chicago and you want to get cards and things signed by Elena Danner, go there first. Be there first in line and make sure you get her signature Friday, Saturday, or Sunday. There's also Alessandra Pisano, Alex Brandwin, who I've met a couple times. I love Alex's work. Alex also sells artist proofs. We'll sign cards in different colors. So go check Alex out. I think Alex also has some life counters and other things, sleeves maybe, that they sell, like custom sleeves that you can buy so to support the artists that are at MagicCon Chicago. We also have Andrea Raddick, who I've met before. Andrea did these adorable kittens from Unhinged, I believe. And then you can also buy tokens and stickers. And I think even like plush toys. Some of the artists do have little plushes and of your favorite characters, Magic the Gathering IP that you can buy. There's also Andrew Schmandrew Art Thompson. Ben Hill will be there. Brigitte Roca will be there. One of my favorite artists who did this lightning bolt from Secret Lair. So Brigitte will be there. Say hi to Brigitte for me. Bruce Brenice, Brian Wackwitz, who now draws some awesome art in Sorcery, Contested Realm. This is a 4-spike from Legends and a Pendelhaven, originally from Legends, but this is a Time Spiral edition. So Brian Wackwitz will be there. Chris Ron will be there. A great mix of vintage and modern artists. Chris did Lodestone Golem and a ton of art in a lot of the new Magic sets. His line is really long too, so if you want to get Chris Ron's signature, you got to line up for a couple hours and be very patient and be very friendly, and also tip your artists. That's the best thing I can suggest. If they charge like $5 a signature, like Dan Frazier does here, maybe round up and add a tip for them to help with their travel expenses and meals and things like that. Chris Ron. Clifton Stromo was also there. Crystal Sully is there. Next is Dan Frazier, who did Jester's Cap, Enlightened Tutor from Mirage. Dan will be there with his agent. Usually at the same booth with Douglas Schuler, who's next alphabetically. So you'll usually can get Dan and Doug in the same trip. If you want to say hi to Doug, he did Prodigal Sorcerer, Sarah Angel, Falling Star. This is the Italian version, but he did Falling Star from Legends. So you could get Dan and Doug to sign cards at the same stop. Next is Eric Deschamps will be at the convention in Chicago. Eric Deschamps did a bunch of cards. This is the Merfolk Sea Stalkers. This is in a shadow signature, so you could bring several cards to get signed by Eric. Also, Evan Fong will be there. She is a featured artist. Jarrell Threet, Jason Engel, Jeff Laubenstein will be there again. I met Jeff in Las Vegas and had some sorcery cards signed. He also did show and tell and some iconic Magic the Gathering cards. So that's some things you can get signed by Jeff. The other Jeff Miracola, will also be there. Jeff sells tokens at his booth. He will also sign Magic the Gathering cards, and also, I think if he has time, he'll do little minor alterations on cards. So I encourage you to go say hi to Jeff and get some stuff signed there. Jesper Icing will be there. Joe Schluker will be there. Justine Jones will be there. I believe Justine Jones is also a featured artist. She did some dragons and fireballs in the D&D set. She also sells her own tokens, and I think this Chicago weekend is also going to be a D&D themed convention. There's a lot of Dungeons and Dragons mixed in, so I'm sure Justine will be popular. Kai Carpenter will be there. Kaya Foglio will be there, who we met last year in Chicago as well as in Las Vegas. Kaya did Rainbow Veil, Hydroblast, Pyroblast. Her line was pretty long. She's pretty popular, does amazing art, very iconic Magic cards. Ken Mayer Jr. is not on the Wizards Chicago MagicCon list, but on his social media, Ken Mayer Jr. said he'll be there. So if you have Mystic Remora or Dark Ritual to get signed, you can do that. You can also pick up tokens from Ken's booth. Ken sells a ton of tokens, and will also do altars if you want to commission some stuff from Ken. Kieran Yanner, Lucas Graciano, who did the zombie tokens. Lucas sells artist proofs, signs cards. Very cool. Then we have Mark Poole and Mark Tadine. Both Marks will be there again. They do a lot of shows. They travel a lot. They're very popular. Mark sells these acrylic token cards that are made of metal. I think these are the metal ones. He also sells acrylic ones, and he'll sign cards like this Unlimited Counterspell. Birds of Paradise he'll sign, and here's an Ancestral Visions card from Time Spiral, or Time Spiral Remastered. Then Mark Tadine is the other Mark, other very popular artist. His line is also very busy. He does a few alterations, but mostly has time for just signatures. So if you want to get Mark to alter your City of Brass, get there early and have him do so. We also have next on the list Marco Manev, Milibaj Seran, Olena, Lena Richards, Phil Foglio. That's another Mark Tadine card. Phil Foglio usually shares a booth with Kaya Foglio. They'll sign, if you get in Phil's line, he'll sign cards that he did with Kaya Foglio, and then you can hop in Kaya's line and get her to sign stuff. But Phil did iconic cards like Avoid Fate and Greed from Legends. So say hello to Phil if you're there. There was a number of years where they didn't do many conventions, so it's great to see them back at the MagicCons. Phil Stone is also there. The other Phil, he did the diamond cards and a lightning bolt from the D&D set. So Phil will be there. Ralph Horsley will be there, who did a number of cards in Kamigawa and Ravnica. So Ralph Horsley will be there, as will Randy Gallegos. Randy Gallegos will be signing. Richard Keane Ferguson, a fantastic vintage artist. He did Elvish Farmer, Takan Blackblade, amongst other iconic Magic the Gathering cards. RKF will be there. He also sells a ton of playmats, so if you want playmats, they're about $40. He'll sign them for you. RK Post will be there, who did Morphling and Avatar of Woe back in the earlier sets of Magic the Gathering. So RK will be there. He also sells a ton of tokens if you're into tokens and collecting tokens. Kind of like this, kind of like this dragon token. Let's see, Ryan Pancoast will be there. Sarah Finnegan will be there. Serena Malion will be there. Steve Ellis will be there. Steve Prescott, that's this artist. He did this Sapphire Drake and this Artist Series card from the Dungeons and Dragons sets. So Steve will be there. You can get him to sign those cards for you. Stephen Belladin will be there, who did Mox Amber. His line is also pretty long, so it'll be very nice to Stephen. Svetlin Velinov, Thomas M. Baxa, Tyler Jacobson, Tyler Walpole, who did this Scour the Desert and this Ninja token. You can buy tokens from Tyler. Victor Adame Menges will be there. He sells and signs cards. He sells artist proofs at his table as well. You can get proofs signed by Victor Adame Menges. Vincent Pros and Wizard of Barge are the last two artists on the list. Also, the Professor will be there doing the meet and greet areas. I got the Professor to sign these Professor Teklevosen Flesh and Blood cards at the Las Vegas meet and greet. Again, you got to get there about an hour or 2 hours early before the signing to get in the line. And then once they cap the line, you can't get into the room to get signing. So if there's any artists on this list that you're super interested in meeting and greeting and getting to sign, I would make a list and prioritize the artist maybe based on the cards you want to get signed, and try to do the most important cards to you or the most artists that you like the best. Just get in their line first and make sure you get their signatures first. And have a great time, and say hello to all your friends and all my friends in MagicCon Chicago. And we'll catch you next time for the Las Vegas update in June and the Atlanta update in September. Thanks, everyone. Have a great weekend.